These innocent little animals were being hunted because of their beautiful, thick necks.
Although in 1911 the International First Seal Treaty was passed in order to help these creatures, their struggles didn't end. Oil spills, hungry sharks, and infectious diseases threatened the sea otter population. When sea otters come in contact with oil, it causes their fur to mat, preventing them from being able to insulate themselves. Oil spills also contain chemicals that cause liver damage, which can also affect their lungs.
And it doesn't always help that sea otters are one of the many small marine mammals. Their size make it easier for them to be hunted by animals much bigger than them. They also become easily trapped in fish nets due to their small size, trapping them until they can't break free from the fishing nets.
And although sharks didn't necessarily eat the sea otters, they would mistake them for prey, biting them, leaving them to die.
So how is it that otters were able to come back? Well, thanks to Marine Mammal Protection Act, the otter population began to slowly increase.
In 1972, the act was passed in order to protect all marine mammals. This protected them from people taking them without a permit. This also prevented people from harassing, feeding, capturing, hunting, and killing any other marine life.
And their absence was obvious in the environment. Without sea otters in the food web, sea urchins and crabs began overpopulating. New research suggests that sea otters play a key role in managing carbon dioxide levels.
Places that sea otters survive, kelp flourished as well, giving life to other sea life. Kelp also absorbs carbon dioxide.
If they're not there to keep the sea urchins numbers in check, you can see the sea urchins increasing in abundance, and sea urchins will eat the kelp, as you talked about, which sea urchins can clear a kelp forest and keep it so that it turns into urchin barrens. And this deprives the area of the kelp forest and carbon sequestration, but also nursery habitat for other fish and other marine mammals habitat that use kelp forest.
Sea otters don't only help the environment by helping keep the kelp population high, but they also help by eating other animals, such as crabs.
Crab feed on micrograzers that help control algae. Algae can take up the water's oxygen and block sunlight from other sea life. Without otters, the crab population will grow, eating up all the micrograzers, allowing the algae to grow unchecked. Plants like kelp and seagrass are important to help absorb CO2 from the environment, helping the climate. But without these, there will be less CO2 absorption.
Seagrass also sequesters carbon and locks it away in the depths of estuaries, so it's also important in relation to climate change.
Over the years, there has been many changes in Earth's climate, making the waters much more warmer. However, due to the warmer climate, many of the ocean's kelp is losing its nutrients, which would mean that the sea otters receive less nutrients from the kelp.
As the climate changes, organisms change in order to adapt to their environment. This leads to the species changing, which is exactly what the kelp would do. As a result, this could affect the otter's diet, harming them.
Sea otters have been absent in our environment, but it is time for a change. The Monterey Bay Aquarium rescued sea otters, in which they keep track of them. They use their facilities and tracking in plants in order to help them.
If they are kept in the aquarium for a long period of time, sea otters may become dependent of humans and won't survive on their own when they're back into the wild.
This wouldn't be the first time that human interactions has led to bad outcomes. This had previously occurred when rescuers were trying to help save the last of the few vaquita dolphins, when one of them, while being taken, got so scared it passed away from shock.
On the other hand, these facilities are well aware of the conflicts that may come along with the reduce of these animals. But given the circumstances, we might as well give it a shot.
I think that you can get a lot of vital information from these tracking instruments that you couldn't otherwise get. And as long as the animal isn't being unduly harmed or in any sort of pain because of it, then I feel like it's a net positive for the population.
The Monterey Bay Aquarium isn't the only place that is willing to lend a hand. Thousands of organizations have designed fundraisers in order to help these cute, furry creatures.
The Defenders of Wildlife are allowing people to adopt a sea otter, meaning that people are able to buy sea otter adoption kits that come with a stuffed animal and pictures of them. With this money, the Defenders work on educating people about the need to protect sea otters and educate local communities on how to live around these animals.
Price range for the sea otter adoption kit ranges from $20 to $50. We as a community can adopt sea otters and ensure their safety. The Defenders of Wildlife also work with schools, companies, and other nonprofits who may have an interest in helping. We, as a school, can also make a difference in our local beaches.
By picking up after yourself and any trash you see on the ground, you can prevent it from being swept off the streets and into the ocean.
The individual needs to be concerned about their own contamination as far as the oil leaking from their cars or that sort of thing.
There are a number of things we can do. We can decrease our use of oil, decrease our use of things that pollute the marine environment, so we can decrease our use of plastics, especially straws, plastic bags, fishing line that does not degrade.
It's also important that you educate yourself and others about sea otters and what they do for our environment.
Education about people, about the role of sea otters and their importance beyond just being cute animals, and how vitally important they are for the ecosystem.
And that's probably the very most important thing that people can do, is to educate themselves about the ecological importance of these species and then stand up for them when people say, oh, they shouldn't be here, they shouldn't come back to this area.